Good morning. This is one of 5 things that I got from Motherlode 23. Got it all for free. My buddies Larry and Bob came with their van and they helped me bring some of the stuff back. There was so much stuff, right? So I have it all piled in my garage here, and I'm just grabbing the first thing that I see, you know, and this is it. I've seen these things a lot, you know, in the past, but I never wanted it because it's the push snowblower. It's a dual stage, but it's a push. It's not self-propelled, which is the reason for the BMX type mag wheels on it. You know, you just push it. If you also notice, the skid shoes, right, are not your conventional skid shoes where they're just metal whatever shoes over here that prevent you from, you know, grinding the driveway, whatever. And so these I actually haven't seen before. I guess it's designed for a lot of pushing, you know what I mean? So it slides and stuff. It's missing a lot of things, but I think it's pretty complete. It's pretty new, actually. What I mean by new is that it's in good shape, you know? If you look at the body and stuff, it's in good shape. A telltale sign is, look at the augers. They're in good shape, really good shape. I turned the impeller and it does spin loosely. Okay. It's missing the chute, obviously, and I actually have a chute from another thing that I had. However, it's missing the bottom part. You know what I mean? You need like a bottom part to hook onto this. That hooks onto that, you know? It's missing a lot of things there. So I don't think I could attach this chute on there without buying some parts, you know? This thing is just sitting here. There's no bracket or anything. It's just sitting there, you know? I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. The engine actually looks like it's in, you know, pretty new condition. You could tell by the muffler. The muffler is not like all rusted to hell, right? It hasn't been used much. It moves freely, all this stuff. Key's another story. Primer bulb is good. Has electric start. Clicks. And it has some compression, you know. I just checked the oil earlier and it's clear. It's bone dry, nothing in it. Super dry and clean. Could use an oil change, but it's clear, pretty clear. If you look at this engagement handle, it's a little locked up, but I think if you move it around, it'll start moving. And it's missing the complete left handle assembly. So somebody used this for parts, I think. They needed to fix another thing, so they took the chute away. And they took the handle. However, I think this could be used for parts, you know, because if I went and spent money on the assembly to put the chute on and that entire thing, I don't know if it would be worth it, especially this is a push, you know what I mean? So, you know what I'm going to do though? I want to see if the engine's good, then it'll help me make a decision on what to do with this thing, you know? So I'm going to put some gas in it and I'm going to try to start it. Just put some gas in it and give it some primes. Just want to see if it starts up. I mean, there's no way it's going to start up, right? It's been sitting around for years. Ooh. So the primer works. I see fuel dripping onto my new driveway. You know what? Something's engaged. The auger's moving as I'm doing this. Ooh, almost. Nothing wrong with that engine. How about that, huh? So, that's great. Hey, very least, I got a good snowblower engine with electric start. Oh, you know what? Let's try the electric start. Got my extension cord to the house. I'm going to try if the electric start works. Can you believe that thing started up like this, man? Unbelievable. Not even a carb clean. You know, that's like a minimum that you got to do a carb clean, right? All right, so let's see. Woo! Look at that. So you know what that is? That's just this thing sitting around for, you know, 1,000 years or something without being used, right? Outside in the rain, and even the moisture, even if you have it covered up, the moisture of the air, whatever, causes that gear area to rust, right? So usually you just want to free it up by spraying some penetrating oil in there, right? If that doesn't work after it sits for a while, you got to take the starter off and kind of move the gears up and down a little bit, because once you engage that starter, it's supposed to pull the gear to catch the teeth of the flywheel and then turn the engine. So what's happening is the gear is stuck there, and when you rotate the motor, it's not pulling because it's rusted. So without removing this first, right? Actually, it's tough to do because you might have to remove it, because this is such where the cover is like kind of enclosed. You can't really spray anywhere in there for it to actually get to the place that you want it to be. So you have to get that working. I mean, look, it works. You know, you just have to clean out that gear area, the shaft. You know, it's probably really rusty and it's not retracting to get onto the flywheel. But you never know. But that's really good news. It helps me decide what I'm going to do with this thing, you know what I mean? It's a good engine. Good engine, primes well, carburetor's clean. The engine itself is complete. Even has the belt covers, you know? So that's that. We know that works. Shoot, I could take a picture of this right now and list it for like $75. Somebody will want the engine and all that stuff, you know what I mean? And, I mean, I guess I could price out a chute and that handle and stuff, but I don't know if I want to, you know. But I'm going to whip out the next thing. This is like the second thing that I'm grabbing out of my hoard from the other day. This is a 420 Trac drive. It's 20 inches wide in the auger, and 4 horsepower comes to engine. As you can see, it's missing the belt covers, right? And as I was moving this around, I saw the drive chain just hanging. Oh, there it is right there. See? It's just hanging there. It's not attached to anything, except for the top part. As you can see, this does have a chute, but it's busted. But it is attached, and it rotates because it has that bottom part that attaches to it. So I'm going to do the same thing. Bone dry. And oil. What the hell? There ain't no dipstick. Cletus, you dipstick!
Cletus, you know what you are? You're a dipstick. A 14-karat dipstick.
So I just put some gas in here, just enough to see if it starts. I have lots of dipsticks, so I'll replace that. But looking in there, there is some oil in it. I just want to see if it starts though, you know? So we got gas in there. I feel the primer working. It's missing a knob over here. turn it to full throttle or choke, high throttle. So it's primed, it's clear. It freely spins. Ooh, it wants to. And the minute I try to take it off a choke, it dies. Keep going, come on, keep going. Move it around a little. So it won't spin when it's off a choke. Alright, so engine works, right? Carburetor probably needs to be cleaned because it only runs kinda on choke. So we know that's a good engine. Need to put a dipstick on there, right? Figure out the drive. You know, I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I'm thinking maybe I can make one snowblower out of two, right? I can take some parts from that one and put it on this one, right? And then, because if you look at the two, right? If you look at the two, which one's more valuable? It's obvious what's more valuable. It's the Trac drive. Trac drive is definitely more valuable. Even though I have two already, and I've been having trouble selling it, you know. But that's a good engine. There's good parts there. I'll have to gauge what I want to do about these things, but it is very promising that both engines work, you know. They both need a lot of TLC is all, you know. This seems to work okay, you know, and I don't think the drive, that belt thing, is going to be that big of an issue. But this the condition of this one's not as good as that one, obviously. But you got to love the Trac drives, though. It's pretty cool. Another number 3 of the Hoard of my Motherlode 23 is this Craftsman 7.8 horsepower 2500 psi gas operated high pressure washer from Sears Craftsman. Now from far away in his yard it looked like one of those generators, right? But he says, hey, do you want that power washer? I says, that's a power washer? That's pretty commercial like, you know. So I mean, the dude says everything works, and so far he's been right. You know, those two things do work. But I have a feeling that's not going to be as easy to start up as he says. It's a huge gas tank, man. The whole top part is full. You know what I mean? It's got the gun, it's got the hose. It's got some gas in it, although it's got gas in it, but it's got like crap in it, like stuff's floating in it. Doesn't smell as funky as you think, though. It smells a little funky, but it doesn't. Alright, so it's not good gas. I'm going to check the Earl. The small little yellow thing. Stick your pinky in there and... wow, it's full of oil. It's full of Earl. It's got like this lever that's kind of frozen up. I don't know what it's for. Looks like the governor here. It actually might be missing the linkages. never had one of these. Got a fuel shut off. Can't tell if that's on or off, you know. It says off. It says fuel shut off, off. So if it's off, what does that mean? Does that mean the shut off is off, or does that mean it's on? You know, a fuel shut off, that's off. So if the fuel's shut off and it's off, it should be on. So double negative is a positive, right? You never figure that damn stuff out, you know what I'm saying? But it says off. I would say off, they mean that no fuel's going to it. Which means that if this was on, fuel was running to it the entire time. It's on choke and it feels like nothing is on the lever, you know? It's on the run button. There's a switch here. And it's on the run. Man on the run. Doesn't really retract the rope very well. Yep, this is going to need a lot more work, for sure. I have to tear into this. Maybe I take the air cleaner off and blow some starting fluid in it. It even has an low oil indicator. It's pretty fancy schmancy. What do you guys think I should do with those two snowblowers, huh? Jeez Louise. Where's the hole for the throat? That's it. Okay, so it's on choke. Means can't get anything in there. Let me blow some stuff in there. Multi-purpose parts cleaner and degreaser. Use this as just like a carb cleaner. Seems like it just came right out, didn't it? Choke. See, look, it just slowly sucks it in. Need some Earl. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it is close to even wanting to fire up, you know? It's stopping somehow. There's a linkage here, but I don't understand it yet. And it's not allowing me to move it. Unless that's just a governor. But it's bent out of shape. And I don't really know exactly how it's supposed to go, so feels like the governor linkage, but should there not be like a throttle or something like that for the speed? Carburetors here. I see it. I see the linkage now. It's missing some parts for sure. There's nothing connected to it. And it's frozen. Won't turn. Let me show you guys. So on this side, there's that linkage I was talking about. Looks like the governor, but look, it's bent towards me, with no linkages in the holes. There's the carburetor. Small little bowl, huh? And this is frozen, see? Even if this engine did run, what are the chances the pump's good? Although this does seem like it's pretty heavy duty and commercial, right? Maybe it's made very strong, who knows. But yeah, that definitely needs a lot of work. One that I'm not ready to tear into yet because I don't even really know if I want all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I should just take pictures of the stuff and sell it as is, knowing that that engine turns over and runs fine, needs parts. This one, with a carb clean, I'm sure would run well, you know? I mean, if anything, I think I might try to fix that, because I could just replace that chute with this right there, right? And that's done. We could put that belt cover on there, and that's done. That has both handles, right? I could, you know, fix whatever's loose down there, or like I said, the chain hanging. I could just figure out that. I'm pretty sure it's not a huge deal, you know, and this could be sold. But I would be taking, oh, would I be taking any parts from that? I wouldn't. Oh, well, I would need a dipstick for that. I could find a dipstick for that. So I think maybe I'll try to fix that one first, you know. Then there's this. This is the chipper shredder. I'm going to roll this out. So I'm going to get the chipper shredder out. I've had two of these. Both of them were in, one of them was in terrible condition, but I got it going. This one's in much better shape. Much better shape. That's right, the boba's out today too. Kind of muggy. Yeah, so this has the diaphragm type carburetor. It's a pain in the butt to get to. Really a pain. Man. I smell varnish. Feels like varnish in there, man. Definitely don't know if I want this. Choke is kind of rusty and frozen up. Turns. This was inside the chute, inside that thing, the carriage. I don't know what you call that. This looks kind of familiar. What do you guys think that is? Why does that look familiar to me? I've seen this many times before. I mean, it's not the thing for the weed whacker, but why does that look so familiar to me? Like I know what that is. Anyway, I'm going to take the air cleaner off. Blow some fluid in there and see if it turns over. I'll tell you what's promising is that the one that I had that was in bad shape, the inside, the flares and the flails and the carousel itself was all rusted to hell. And I actually loosened that stuff and got it turning. The bonus about this one is this freely turns and smooth too. So that's very promising. I think if anything I might keep this. Oh man, oh man. Definitely don't make carburetors like this anymore. I don't even know if you can replace that. And look inside, guys. Look at that. It's not even attached to it. It's not even moving. Barely. It still looks kind of wet in there though. Unless that's varnish now. You know what, man? This thing's flooded with water. It's water, man. Well, that's what you get when you design something where, you know what I'm saying? That the mouth of the carburetor is up. So whatever falls on there is going to drip right down there, you know? So yeah, this one's going to need a lot of work too. But just for shits and giggles, some combustible liquid in there. Try to close this choke so that it gives it at least a fair chance to start, you know? Yeah, that's not going to start, man. Whoa. Did you guys hear a pop? I heard a pop. Ooh, another pop. That's very promising, actually. Son of a gun. I can't believe it actually popped. I bet you if I clean that out, right? Drain the Earl, I bet you this thing would fire up. Only because this thing moves freely and easily too. So if I took the gas tank off, the carburetor off, drained the oil, flushed it, put it all back together again after it's cleaned, I bet you this would work. Yes. I think I might work on this next. Or should I do that? No, I think I should do this, you know? I really like the wood chipper shredders, and not to mention fall being here, this could be in very much demand at this time, you know? And then snow blowers, you know? But that's just me triaging my hoard, you know? Got all this stuff for free. That's right, free. I'm not done yet. Remember, we also have this mamma jamma. I got this for free too. The deck is Dunsky, but it is a LT1000. Yes, I know the hood doesn't look like an LT1000, but I don't think this hood belonged on here. Why do I say that? It's because A, it doesn't even close. And if you take this off, I know why it doesn't close. It's because it has the plenum there. Plenum is designed for a different hood. And that hood usually is the rounded kind for an LT1000. That would fit. So this is a 14.5 Briggs single cylinder overhead valve. Love these engines. They're great. Not as good as the flatheads, 12.5 and under, but nevertheless still pretty good. Given what we've seen so far with this guy's equipment, right? That started up no problem without doing anything to the carb. This one started up, but it needs some carb work, right? This one doesn't start up because I honestly don't know enough about the engine to know what's preventing it from starting, such as I don't know where the switches are for kill. You know, I could be pulling this all day and the kill switch is activated, you know. So I'd have to tear into this big time. I mean, this is like maybe a 1 or 2 or 3 episode project, you know. This one I've worked on several times before, 2 or 3 times before, so I'm pretty sure I can get this running. So I'm going to go with this one first, because if you look at the casing of the carousel where the flailers are, that's great shape, man. Great shape. And it freely turns like that and smooth. So I think this one, I could get this one going. Look at the wheels. The wheels are in good shape too. Even this part here, usually this is all like rusted to hell because people leave dry leaves in there and stuff and it just builds up. And this one's pretty solid, you know. I like it. I always like this thing because it's a beast. I mean, you want to kill somebody and put parts in there? That's it. You know? I mean, I'm not encouraging anybody to kill anybody and then shred the body up in there. I'm not encouraging that at all. So FBI, if you're listening to this, I'm just saying it's a wood chipper and that you could really shred up a lot of things in there, is what I'm saying. All right? All right, so I don't really know. I'm so confused and overwhelmed. I don't know. As you could see here, sorry, when you go, the light adjusts. So look at the deck. Deck is Dunsky. I bet you the engine would start up because, according to this guy, everything he has starts up. Well, he's partially right, you know. He knows what he's doing, so he'll drain everything before he stores it. So, you know, maybe this is good. I don't think this would take that much to go either. When I first got this, right, the tranny was locked. This is the brake bar. I don't know why it fell off, but anyway. So this was stuck like at 3rd gear. It wouldn't move left or right. So I basically just forced it, right? And now look. Now it moves and kind of clicks. Yeah, it kind of clicks. But look, if that tranny doesn't work, right? This tranny came with it, and it had wheels on it. Good wheels. I put the wheels on here, because what was on here is flat. So now those wheels hold air. If the tranny's busted, I'll try that one. This deck is Dunsky, but I have this deck here that also came with it. Now this deck looks like an MTD deck, but it has all the innards, you know, the pulleys and guides and all that stuff that resembles the Craftsman. So my friends Larry and Bob, who helped me bring all this stuff back to me, those guys have turned out to be really good guys, you know, and I think we're all pretty good friends now, you know, which is great. You know, I love meeting other small engine guys, you know, who like to wrench and acquire stuff for free. Well, I acquire stuff for free. They actually pay for stuff. So, you know, this is an option. I could put this deck onto here. It has everything, you know, it has a key and all that. Everything moves freely. So I think it wouldn't take crazy amounts of time to get this one going, but it's a little rough, dirty. But I have a lot of parts for this, remember, because I tore down one of these things just the last week or so. So anyway, that was it. Oh, then the other part of it was the bagger system for that. I put that bagger system on my other LT1000. So it's a lot of Hoard to talk about here, you know, a lot of stuff. But this video wasn't really fixing anything. This video was just showing you my Hoard and what it will take to get it going, you know. And while I'm overwhelmed with stuff to do, I'll just chip away at it, you know. I'm not under any deadlines. If I get it going, I get it going. If I sell stuff as it is, you know, make a little bit of money from it, I'm all for that, you know. So we'll see what happens, but I think my next project will be getting this thing going, because I really am intrigued by these chipper shredder things. They're very cool. Anyway, thanks for joining me again. I'm sorry the episode really wasn't a fix, but I'm sure some of you are interested in how you triage equipment, prioritize which one you're going to keep, which one you're going to use, whatever, and whether your needs justify the time that you put into it, right? It is winter time coming up. I do have about 12 snow blowers to sell. I'm not in really any hurry to have more snow blowers, right? But if I could, I'll tell you the mentality behind all this stuff. If I can make some money for free and not do anything to it, that's a plus too, right? Because I honestly don't want to work on these things, okay? I'm at that point where I don't want to. Maybe 2 years ago, I would have said, score, you know, but this is just like a headache to me, you know? I've gotten to that point. And that needs too much, even though the engine and the rest of the stuff is good. I mean, look, I could take parts from here and make that good, for sure. But do you really want to push snowblower? You know, you want it self-propelled. This one is the Trac drive. I love the Trac drive. Trac drive should go for a lot of money because of the tracks. It's cool, right? But this needs like a lot more work. I mean, theoretically, I could put that engine on here and that chute on here, and this would be good. So I know for sure I can make one good one out of those two. But if I could sell both for 100, 150, you know, put together, you know, 50 bucks each, 75 each. I didn't pay anything for it, right? This I could probably get going. It's going to take some work, though, on the carburetor and the fuel system, for sure. But I know that the recoil starter moves. The inner parts of the assembly works and moves, right? So that's a bonus. Although I think this might be a points magneto, and I don't really like those. Those are kind of a pain to work on, too. And this, I mean, you know, with power washers, right? You just don't know whether or not the pump's going to work, you know, and this is going to take a bit to get it going, so I don't know if that's worth it either. I might just sell that as is too, you know. But anyway, thanks for following me today on my triage session. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on my next project. Have a great day. Hey guys, Boba and I want to thank you for all the support of Mowers and Blowers. If you'd like, make a short video clip like these, and I'll put it as an outro in my future videos.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Yeah.